Once we realize there are things we don't know, school is never out. Well, I guess I could say school is out, but education and learning never are. I read somewhere that a person who tries to succeed in any field of endeavor without being knowledgeable in what he or she is doing has just about as much of a chance of succeeding as a blind man that's blindfolded in a dark room looking for a black cat that just isn't in there. That's pretty descriptive and profound. And it's just not going to happen for the blind person, and it's definitely not going to happen for you. If we're going to succeed with people, we must be willing to understand the ambitions, the aspirations, and the goals of those other people as well, outside of our own. People only get moved to act when they're motivated or they're upset. And as a public speaker, when I speak, I can entertain, I can inspire, I can even motivate you for a moment anyway, because it has to be an inside job. That motivation, your motivation, has to be internal. I'm offering you external motivation to look within yourself and find your internal motivation. But unless a person has some type of internal motivation or drive or ambition, they're probably not going to act on too much of anything. In our lives, we constantly need to be moving forward. There is no such thing as standing still. If we're standing still, we're actually going backwards. So when you set a goal in life that can be fully achieved, you've actually set your own limitations. Have you ever heard a person say they don't have time to do something, even though they know it could be of benefit to them and their family? What they're saying in essence is, first of all, it's not important enough for them to devote any time to it. Right? Secondly, what they're saying is their family is not important enough for them to even investigate something that could prove beneficial to the family. You know, at this point, we're coming up on, the NBA finals is, we're in the midst of that, NBA playoffs and the finals and all of that. And it's amazing that we can find time to watch every game that's taking place in the NBA. And we'll take a month off before the NFL preseason starts, and we all of a sudden can find time to see what our favorite athletes are doing and get ready for our fantasy football leagues and all of that stuff, and buy our season tickets if we're fortunate enough to get those season tickets. But to take some time and actually investigate something for an hour or two that could provide a financial benefit to your family, that could provide a time commitment benefit to your family, for some reason that's just not important enough. So that's a bad place to be. And so many people in society hold that position. Now, what about you? Are you so busy that you don't have time to investigate anything else that could provide a benefit to your family? Was your goal in life to be so busy that someone else controls so much of your time that you don't control any of your own time yourself? Sometimes we just don't place importance on the things that we say are important. We don't make the main thing the main thing. We make our greatest progress during times of discouragement. I heard one gentleman say years ago that the closer we are to success, the further away it seems. And I heard another one say it's always too soon to give up on your dreams. We should love the process of growth and accomplishment. We should enjoy what we do because it helps our families and others. Have you ever watched something that has stopped growing? Pretty soon that thing is going to meet its death. I remember a gentleman talking about going to visit his father all the time, and his father was he was a gardener. And he said he was always, every time he would go over, he always wanted him to come look at his tomatoes. And he said his dad always took him and always showed him the green tomatoes. He never showed him the red tomatoes. And he said, Daddy, why do you constantly show me these green tomatoes that are not ready to be eaten, but you won't ever show me the red ones? He said, my dad told me, son, as long as you're green, you're growing. When you turn red, you're getting ready to die. And so that was real powerful right there. You know, I enjoy planting flowers in my yards, especially roses. And when they form the bud, they're very pretty, they're beautiful. When the bud opens, it's still beautiful, but it's only a matter of time before the rose dies. When you grow any vegetable or fruit, it has a time of growth and a time of death. The death for a fruit or vegetable is when it's picked to be eaten. If you don't pick them, a great deal of them go to seed and the other one falls to the ground to rot and die. I mean, when we go get, if you have an apple tree or a pear tree or something like that, or a plum tree. I planted a plum tree and pear tree years ago. I got a total of 1 plum off the plum tree and no pears off the pear tree. I planted some apple trees, and for some reason my dogs thought they were toys and chewed them all up. So that just didn't work for me. But we're not going to go and we're not going to seek the fruit that have fell on the ground. We want the fruit that is still on the branches. And so we're no different as people. If we stop mentally growing, we're just living a slow death. We might not physically die, at the moment, but we may as well be dead if we have nothing left to accomplish, learn in life. Ben Franklin said most men die around age 25, but they don't get buried until age 65 because they have to wait for the body to catch up to the brain. We must be in a constant state of improvement, or we must stop complaining.